or SHE4SHE Champions World Summit Award. My name is Ellen Borland, and it's indeed a privilege and a blessing to be here with such wonderful and beautiful people. I'd like for you to officially introduce and welcome yourselves with a round of applause this evening. Thank you. This evening's celebration is under the theme towards inclusive governance in public and political affairs. I am sure our lives will no longer be the same from today's message. We have been called to action and must now arise to impact our families, our communities, our countries, and our world. This evening, I would like to start off our introduction and welcome Ambassador Victoria Suliami, Ambassador and Deputy Permanent Representative at the Permanent Mission of Sierra Leone to the United Nations. Let's welcome her. Her Worship, Madam Mayor Sharon Palacio, the ever beautiful and bold and courageous Sharon Palacio. A louder, warm round of applause for our mayor this evening. She is also the host for the celebration for this evening, and she's the mayor of the capital of Belmopan. Special mention of His Worship, Mr. Bernard Wagner, President of the Mayors Association and Mayor of Belize City. A round of applause for our lovely mayor. His Worship, Mr. Wally Nunez, Mayor of San Pedro. His Worship, George Rosales, Mayor of Benqueviejo del Carmen. Her Worship, Madam Mayor J. Nicole Jackson of Rice, Texas. Honorable Senator Eric Jang of People's United Party. Honorable Senator Elena Smith, National Trade Union Congress and Civil Society Steering Committee. Mrs. Tanya Santos Neal, the CEO of the Ministry of Human Development, Families and Indigenous People Affairs. To all our counselors, Dr. Chaplain Toyin Harris, Visionary of Majestic Daughters Ministries. Dr. Ifayemi Ifedi, Honorary Consul General of Belize, Central America to Nigeria. Ms. Katrina Swayze, CEO of Reconstructed Bridges, LLC. Ms. Opal Enriquez, philanthropist, financial advisor, and CEO of Opal Glow's Self-Care Company. Mr. Ibrahim Abdullahi, African Cities Development Council Limited. Mr. Sebastian Navarro, Secretary General, Capital Cities 35. And of course, our other invited guests, thank you so much for being a part of this evening's award ceremony. And it is indeed privilege and joy that I would like to introduce and welcome Councillor Stephanie Hamilton to the podium as she offers this evening's official welcome address. Let's welcome her with a round of applause.
Protocol has been established. It is a privilege and with much love to give this welcome remarks. A tropical and warm Belizean good evening to you all. We welcome you to Belize and to this absolutely inspiring and empowering SHE4SHE Champion Award ceremony. One of my favorite quotes is, empowered women empower women. Once again, empowered women empower women. When a woman is empowered, that multiplies. When we are successful, we are able to extend two helping hands, and it goes on and on. Through this event and the entire line of events, this weekend, we want to not only empower women, but to recognize trailblazers among us who have made their mark and etched impact throughout their communities and across the world. We appreciate you all, and we wish to share your stories to inspire the next coalition of She4SHE champions across our fragile world. We are mightily blessed to be here this evening. We are blessed because of an occasion that is unprecedented, because of the history we have endured, and and even more importantly, the history we are committed to create. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. As I was looking through the booklet for this evening's and, of course, earlier this morning's activities, I could not help but to see that there were such beautiful women, beautiful gentlemen that are also within our midst. Quite handsome, I might say. So to celebrate and to acknowledge those women who have been trailblazers in their own right, and a few men, we're going to be starting off our awards at this time. So without further ado, I'd like to call to the podium beside me the mayor for this evening, who is hosting, Sharon Palacio, to join us. And as we are getting our first awardee ready, we'll just like to make mention of those of you who are in our audience this evening and those who are viewing. We are going live on the Belmopan City Council's Facebook page. Our first awardee for this evening. Tonight, She4SHE's ceremony has been a dedicated woman to advocate with a portfolio that includes women empowerment and family affairs. She organizes classes for the community in sewing, hospitality, and cake decorating. She is a community cleaning the homes for the elderly, working on park rehabilitation to enhance a more friendly-oriented community. She works with the special needs and has a heart for the people. She secures opportunities for women and promotes self-help with a monthly open discussion, along with a weekly virtual men's group. Today, we honor Councillor Pauline Soberanis Tillett of the Belmopan City Council. A round of applause as she comes to the podium. Our next awardee has always been an entrepreneur and a selfless individual from a very young age. At age 26, she turned her dreams into a reality by launching her very own event planning and design business. She's a certified event planner and designer. For over 8 years, she has been working and earning a name across the country for her exquisite work. She has an eye for detail and creativity, and excited to keep growing and accomplishing many more milestones ahead. Nadia Urbina also plays a major role in her community through dedication to nonprofit organizations such as the Rotaract Club of Orange Walk, working on community service projects focused on nature conservation and helping those in need. Nadia has a firm belief that we must change what we want to see in our communities, so it gives me great pleasure to announce this evening's second awardee as Miss Nadia Urbina. Please give her a round of applause. In her absence, we'd like to ask the councillor from the Orange Walk Town Council to accept the award on her behalf. Felicita Cantun, often referred to as the guardian of culture, a cultural boss, a shiro, a maestra, is an active cultural leader noted through several initiatives. She has spearheaded representation of the Yucatec Maya culture nationally and internationally. She was born on December 21st, 1950, in the village of Yo Creek in Orange Walk District. She's a graduate of the University of Belize with a bachelor degree in primary education. She served as a primary school teacher for over 30 years, and later as a principal of the San Lazaro RC School. It gives me great pleasure to present this award to Miss Felicita Canton as the SHE4SHE champion. And as you can see, she's an ambassador for her culture, wearing an exquisite evening gown this evening. Thank you. It is with great pleasure that we honor Dr. Charmaine Sanders as a recipient of the SHE4SHE Award. Dr. Sanders' philosophy has always been for national development through service to her country. Belize, her experience spans teaching, administration, and research. She has served and continued to serve on and contribute to the national development in several capacities on various advisory, educational, and non-governmental boards. She currently serves as the president of Haven House, the shelter for battered women and children, the chair of the Association of Tertiary Level Institutions in Belize, and chair of the National CXC Committee. Charmaine Sanders currently works in the University for Higher Education Administration, where she is the head of the University of the West Indies Open Campus Belize. She has authored and published several articles in leading international journals and continues to contribute to research. For her work, leadership, and community vision, she has received numerous awards and distinguished citations, and today we also recognize Dr. Charmaine Sanders. In her absence, Councillor Stephanie Hamilton will be receiving an award on her behalf. Our next awardee joined the police department in 2013 and was promoted to corporal in 2018 and was transferred to a special branch in that same year where she became a detective. She is in charge of Precinct 1 Special Branch and trained for close protective security, gangs, and skilled to conduct gangs and drug operations and surveillance. She is a mother of two who takes great pleasure in both of her roles. It gives me great pleasure to announce Corporal Kendra Henkis, Protective Detail, to Her Excellence, Dr. Jewel Howard Taylor. She is not here as well, but we have a recipient who will be taking the award on her behalf. A round of applause. And of course, we do not want the gentleman to be left out. ACP Alford Greenidge, Assistant Commissioner of Police, has been serving his country for 29 years in the police department. He has worked in various senior management positions within his career as an officer, including recently being the director of the Joint Intelligence Operations Center in the Ministry of Defense. He is a commander of operations for the police department within the responsibility to coordinate operations within the country. We honor ACP Greenidge today for his dedicated service and support to the Belmopan City Council. Corporal Henkis will be accepting the award on behalf of Alford Greenidge. She's also not here, but we have another recipient to receive the award on his behalf. A round of applause. Hope Amadi. Councillor Hope Amadi is a very active councillor of the Belmopan City Council with the portfolio for health and wellness, mental health, diabetes awareness, sanitation, drug awareness, among others. That's an extensive JD. Councillor Hope goes above and beyond in his service to the community, and his loyalty to the mayor is exceptional. We'd like to acknowledge him at this time for his support, his contribution, not only to the city of Belmopan, but to the entire community of Belize. Miguel Alberto Perez comes from the island of San Pedro Town, Ambergris Key, Belize. Growing up close to the sea and in a tight-knit community automatically begins to mold you in the kind of person that you would like to become. Care and concern for each other and the environment are some of the first things you learn as a San Pedrano. Big families in small communities are automatic recipes for community involvement. After graduating from the St. John's College Junior College in 2008, Miguel was back full-time in San Pedro, and this is when the peak of his community involvement flourished. This led to him being a co-founder of the San Pedro Cancer Society, a member of the San Pedro Lions Club, member of the San Pedro AIDS Commission, immediate past master and co-founder of the Ambergris Masonic Lodge, and later on the chairman to the People's United Party for the Belize Rural South Executive. Professionally, he has been the manager for a distillery wholesale and retail outlet in San Pedro for the last 9 years. Currently, in his spare time, he is dedicated to San Pedro Town Council and the mayor in an advisor capacity and vice chair for the Trade License Board, setting policies, operating procedures, and reforming several departments for the local municipality of San Pedro. We want to acknowledge him at this time.
And of course, our award ceremony would not be complete without honoring our host for this evening, our SHE4SHE champion. So I proudly present this certificate of recognition to Madam Mayor Sharon Palacio for her significant contribution and support to women empowerment and participation in this year's first ever SHE4SHE World Summit here in Belize. I salute you.
And to continue our celebration and festivities, we have several goodwill messages that we'll be receiving at this time. The first is from Ghana, and that is from Ibrahim Abdullah, African Cities Development Council Limited. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Councillors, your worships, I would like to recite this short goodwill message from the good people of Ghana, and then from the city councils, all the 275 city councils in Ghana. They send their good regards to this wonderful event. At this juncture, I would like to thank Madam Sharon Palacio, your worship, for this good organization. And I would like to say thank you to all the participants that came from all over the world, because we have the whole world in this building, if I may say. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Our second greeting will be coming from Liberia.
On behalf of the Vice President of Liberia, Chief Dr. Joel Howard Taylor, I would like to take this time to thank from the depths of my heart the Prime Minister of Belize, Honorable John Briceño, the Mayor of the City of Belmopan, Her Worship, Madam Mayor Sharon Palacio of this great country, and all the SHE4SHE champions of Belize for the invitation extended. It has been a privilege and an honor to serve as the guest speaker at the first SHE4SHE conference in this beautiful country. As we have learned, women are cardinal to nation building and therefore the success of any nation. We have learned that if we're not at the table, our needs cannot be identified or met. We have learned that each woman's story contributes to the growth and development of another. And when we tell our stories, others are inspired and might not have to make the same mistakes or fall prey to the same devastating events. So let us tell our stories, not for the purpose of being pitied, but to remind ourselves and others that we must rise above all that threatens our existence and pull others who are not as strong as we are. Thank you for making me a part of this community of trailblazers and hellraisers. Together, our shoulders are broader, and we can stand taller than the biases we face. And we set the pace for others to follow. So on behalf of the strong women of Liberia, we say thank you. We are women supporting each other. We are SHE4SHE. Thank you.
Our next greeting comes from Sierra Leone, Victoria Silomani, the Ambassador and Deputy Permanent Representative at the Permanent Mission of Sierra Leone to the United Nations.
I thank you for the honor again to stand at this podium to address this goodwill message to all the SHE4SHEs and the he4SHEs that made their way to this beautiful city of Belize. I salute your goal, our collective goal of changing the narrative to unlock the potentials of the world's women to achieve the best, not only for themselves, but for their sisters around the globe. I thank you, Your Worship, for this laudable initiative. And I'm happy you have not decided to hold on to the baton. You are handing it over to your own, the next host of this great sisterhood that we have established in this city of Belize. Liberia, here I come. I'll find my way to Liberia because I am going to be following this conversation every step of the way. So this message is from the Permanent Mission of Sierra Leone to the United Nations, and of course, from the government and people of Sierra Leone. Because I earlier said at this meeting that we have a president that openly declared himself a he-for-she. And I want to call upon every he-for-she here that your efforts are being recognized. I am going to follow the conversation, not only with the she-for-she's, but all of you, because together we can achieve gender parity and we can make this world better, not only for the women, but for all of us. Because when you empower a man, you have just empowered one person. But when you empower a woman, you have empowered the whole world. Let us keep coming. We should be doing more of this, and our world will be better. I thank you all.
Up next, we'd like to invite Mayor J. Nicole Jackson from Rice, Texas, to give us her remarks.
Your Worship, Madam Sharon, Mayor Palacio, thank you so much for this event. To all that's here tonight, I just want to share a poem that's one of my favorite poems to encourage the women in the room tonight, okay? I'm just going to give you a little piece. Maya Angelou, I Rise. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I have diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history, shame, I rise. Up from the past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tides. Leaving behind the nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak so miraculously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of a slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. My sisters, as you go out into the world, don't let anything stop you from what you have to do. I give you greetings from the United States, the great state of Texas. May God bless you.
Such strong words from such a strong woman. And last but definitely not least, I'd like to invite to the podium Councillor Nikki Augustine from the Belmopan City Council. Let's give her a warm round of applause as she joins us.
Good evening, everyone. How's it going? Sure? All right. So Belize has started something today. It's the beginning of a global movement to help bring women together for a purpose: women empowerment and development. We have seen and heard today about the progress communities have made when women fully participate in leadership and politics. We must not forget how important storytelling is to the process of progress. And the stories we heard today, the sad and the happy ones, help to plan the way forward for women. With the start of this summit and the opportunities for networking it brings, we have the tools that we need not only to get to the table, but to also be heard. I repeat one of my favorite quotes: I rise up my voice, not so that I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. We are our sisters' keepers. We are our sisters' helpers. We are savers of our communities. Together, we can change the universe. Congratulations to Mayor Palacio for taking this gigantic step. Congratulations to all the women and men who are here today, especially those who have come from across the world to join us for the first ever She4SHE. You are now She4SHE champions. I am excited to see what happens next in Liberia, in where else? Sierra Leone, Ghana, wherever else. I'm so excited to see what happens next. Congratulations again, and thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Councillor Nikki. At this time, we are going to make special emphasis for our fundraising initiatives. We have She4SHE t-shirts that are currently on sale for a contribution of just $40 Belize or $20 US. We also have artisan and local business owners, including Opal Glow, with items on sale outside immediately out of our conference hall. Our decorations to the Belmopan City Council are welcome for a drive to purchase much needed sanitation equipment to meet the needs of our sanitation department. And of course, last but definitely not least, we have adventure tours which are made mention inside the booklet that are also available for tomorrow. Please kindly see the lovely ladies at the registration booth. This evening, we are now at the end of the official portion of our ceremonies and our awards. And I'd like to take an opportunity to thank each and every one of you for being patient, those who are here on time, and of course, those who have attended. Once again, thank you so much. And now we invite you to join us in the 2-call hall for refreshments and dinner. Once again, good evening.